Hello, and welcome to the energy update for May 2024. It was such a pleasure for me to get information for this energy update, and I cannot wait to share everything with you. My name is Anna, and I am a psychic. I use psychic ability to help you step into your power as the creator of your reality. The main themes that popped up for this month's energy update are number one is love and union. Number two is having a fresh outlook on life through the eyes of your inner child. Number three is healing mother wounds. And number four is the truth and seeing clearly. All right, so let's get straight into it. So let's talk about love and union. What I saw was a very clear red rose. And of course, the red rose is symbolic of love and passion. What I received was that this month we're going to be reviewing and reevaluating our beliefs about love. What did we learn about love from our parents growing up? How did they portray love to us? How is love portrayed in the media? What is our deep understanding of love? How do we enter into experiences of love? How do we create union with others? Um, Even marriage. What does marriage mean to us? There's going to be a reformation of all of these concepts. And then what I saw was a purple energy, which usually this means a higher vibration, a spiritual energy. It felt very soft. It felt very new. And what I received was that we're going to experience and reevaluate love and see it in a different way. I also saw a star, and when I asked what this meant, was a spirit to spirit connection. So I think that in many ways, love can almost seem transactional, and relationships, the way that we get into them, they can be very transactional. Like I give you this, you give me that. And sometimes we lose what is most significant, which is the spirit to spirit connection, that deeper connection, the purpose why two spirits, two people come together. So I think that this month we're going to become a lot more aware of the deeper significance of our relationships and how we go through that, how gracefully we go through that. Now let's talk about theme number two, which is having a fresh and new outlook on life through the eyes of your inner child. Do you remember what it felt like to be a child? Whenever you encountered something that you didn't know, like for example, reading, you didn't know how to read, right? You would have this excitement and this joy to learn how to read, It might have been competitive, like, oh, look, like my friend um, can can read this book or can read, I don't know, whatever. I remember in school we used to have like different levels of reading, and I was level 2, let's say, and my friends were level 3 or 4, and there was this competition. And there was always this excitement about learning. And this is something that we need to bring into our life, because nowadays, when we encounter something new, what we feel is disappointment and incompetence. We're like, oh my God, I don't know how to do this. And that actually makes us kind of go away from that thing. And what we need to bring into our life is this playfulness, this excitement, this joy to experience life as if for the first time, because really we are. I mean, that is the truth. It's just that when we grow up, we're like, oh, we're adults. Like, I should know this by now, you know, and we have this ego about things. And what we need to bring in is this attitude of being a child in everything that we do. Everything. And now, this isn't just about learning, but it's also about experiencing life. Remember that as a child, everything tasted better somehow. It's like a tomato had a different taste, an apple had a different taste. And we're always searching for that taste of childhood. But do you know why everything seemed so good? That's because we experienced things in a much more present way, first of all, and without prior experience, things are much more enhanced. Like if you tasted the same tomato now and the same tomato in childhood, that tomato has a much more enhanced taste. And it's not because it actually tastes better. It's just because of your presence. So it's also about the way that we experience things. We should experience things with this attitude of a child. Now let's get into theme number 3, which is healing mother wounds. And what I received very clearly was to listen, to listen to how you have your mother's voice inside your head. I kept getting this listen, listen. And what we need to do, the key is to go deep, to go into the subconscious, because our mother's voice comes through in ways that we're not conscious, we're not aware. So if you start to think right now about how your mother's voice may be present in you, it may not be clear. The key lies into the subconscious. So doing some shadow work, doing some deep introspection can really help that come to us. This is a very deep healing, this mother wound healing. The way that we hold our mother inside of us is the way that we hold a lot of the times feminine energy, the way that we experience our connection to Mother Earth. And so this deep feminine energy, mother wound healing is going to affect a lot of things. It's going to affect your experience overall. And it's not just about your relationship to your mother. This is a deep collective healing, and it is almost the start of a new era. Our perceptions collectively, our understanding even of femininity, of womanhood, are evolving. And it's also about stepping into a new source of power. And this is valid for everyone, not just for women, as we all hold and embody feminine energy. And now let's talk about theme number 4, which is so deep. Theme number 4 is the truth, right? Seeing clearly. And I love it. And it's just been coming up for me so deeply. So, what is this about? It's about becoming aware that energy and consciousness are the foundation of everything, everything physical and material, and how we become unconscious to this truth. So I'll give you an example, because I've noticed when I become unconscious to this truth. I become unconscious to this truth when I'm when I get triggered and fear of death comes up in all sorts of different ways, like for example, fear of flying. I have fear of flying, and sometimes when I fly I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die. And this is when I become unconscious to the truth, which is that consciousness and energy are the foundations of our reality. And there is no death. But this concept of death creates so much fear in me that I become unconscious to this truth. It's like this veil comes and I just cannot see clearly. So this is about seeing clearly. And it's a big one. I mean, this is something that we will go through. The understanding of this will evolve throughout our life, of course. Yeah, but I always get reminded of it in small ways. For example, the ladybug for me represents a deep connection with spirit. And I always, when I need it most, I see a ladybug in whatever shape or form. It comes up on my window. It starts flying next to me. I was actually walking on the street and I was in fear, and all of a sudden the sun was shining and this ladybug, I just see it like flying next to me, was flying with me. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember. I know why you're here. Thank you. And I had a few very clear downloads. I'm going to read them because this was exactly what I got and I wanted to be precise. The download was open your heart to this truth. The heart knows what the mind can't see or understand. The heart knows, always. The heart is the key. The heart leads the mind because the heart knows what the mind can't see. This came through very clearly. And it is so true. Whenever the mind starts to take over, it's very easy to fall into fear. But the mind, the heart, sorry, knows what the mind can't see. And we are so conditioned to have our mind lead over our heart. And when I say heart, I don't mean emotion. I mean that deeper sense of who you are, your higher self, that you're connected to through your heart. I hope that this month will bring to you a lot of evolution and growth and blessings and lots of love. And I hope you have a wonderful time.